Greetings, hackers. Imagine your players coming across a towering Ettin, not just wielding brute strength, but also crackling with arcane energy and dark magic. This entry in our Leveling Up the Monster series is going to focus on adding levels to the monsters, in this case, an Ettin. The Ettin is a large giant that has two heads. He is your basic muscle-bound sack of hit points that hits hard, but not much else. This really fails to take advantage of the Ettin's defining feature. It has two heads. Suppose the Ettin had some class levels to make it a little more interesting of a monster and not just hit points with a big stick. This can become extra interesting because each head is its own creature, even if the stat block doesn't really play it that way. Head 1 has made a pact with some kind of powerful entity and has gained 3 levels of Warlock. Head 2 has 3 levels of Shadow Sorcerer. In my example, I'm going with Pact of the Undead, which allows the Ettin to use a bonus action to gain 13 temporary hit points and cause the frightened condition once per turn on a target that it hits. We will give him Devil Sight and Improved Pact Weapon as his invocations, allowing him to see through magical darkness and hit a little bit harder. On the sorcerer side, we're going with Shadow Magic as the Sorceress Origin, allowing the Ettin to cast Darkness. This also gives the Ettin 3 sorcery points that can be used on quickened and twinned spells. I will post the stat block that I created on D&D Beyond in the description. But the spells are Booming Blade, Hex, Cloud of Daggers, and Invisibility for the Warlock, and Create Bonfire, Green Flame Blade, Shield, Sleep, Blur, Misty Step for the Sorcerer. We kept the Ettin's stats as normal, but you can always up them if you want. The spell list we have selected doesn't really have anything that needs charisma anyway. I would give both heads their own round on the same initiative order, but combat with the Ettin would look something like this. Round 1. The Sorcerer half would cast Darkness with a quickened spell slot on itself, then attack with Green Flame Blade. The Warlock half would take the form of the Undead, gaining 13 temporary hit points as a bonus action, then attack with Booming Blade. Both of these attacks are advantage since the Ettin can see through the magical darkness, while any attacks against the Ettin will be at disadvantage. As a reaction, the Ettin can cast Shield to increase its defense. While only a 12 naturally, if the Ettin is in darkness, including the shield, then the players would have to hit an AC of 17 at disadvantage. Subsequent rounds would see the Ettin able to cast Sleep on enemies if he thinks they might be low on hit points, Misty Step around the battlefield, and even throw Bonfire under a player to combo with the other head's Booming Blade. Each level of class adds half to the CR, making this creature a CR 7. It changes the Ettin from a bunch of hit points to a much more dynamic encounter that the players will be sure to tell others about in the future. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you'll be notified in the future with more videos on updating the monsters. And until next time, keep on hacking the dungeon.